football fans. It's Super Saturday here in the SEC, and welcome to Athens, Georgia, where the 7th-ranked Bulldogs host the 20th-ranked LSU Tigers. I'm your boy in the booth, Skip Lloyd, ready for a fantastic crunch match. The hedges are trimmed, the fans are barking, and Sanford Stadium is rocking as these two heavyweights get set to duke it out. Underway as LSU kicks it away to Georgia, getting the ball first here to start it off. There will be a return from just around the 1-yard line. Not getting much there, stopped around the 9. And sophomore Shelton Atkins. He's a true dual threat quarterback, and he is the ticket to this entire Georgia offense. Not to be outdone, he does have some playmakers around him, but he's getting set out of the gun right away, completing it off to his left side. That is a quick completion to Kyle Morris, the senior receiver. Atkins got a 2nd and 3 here out of the shotgun again. He's got time, fires it over the middle, and that is complete. Shelton Atkins getting another one. Only that looked like Stanley Lampion, the sophomore receiver. Don't forget, they have a true threat in the backfield. That's Stephen Smith, who just got the ball there. He is certainly a workhorse running back, a total threat, but a little undersized at 188. Throwing out on the screen, it's complete. Not quite getting the first down, but he did find tight end Demetrius Thomas, the senior out of Harrisburg. Now Atkins sees something, making a quick sight adjust, play action, out to the sideline, the boundary, and that reception is good. Finding yet another sophomore receiver, Chris Johnson, out in the flat. Fakes the handoff to Smith. He's got time, throwing deep downfield, but it's a little bit short, kind of dinging in the grass there. Atkins feeling some pressure, but this kid can burn you with his legs or his arm. He has got, like we said, talented receivers as well. Smith out of the backfield, that time getting stopped for a loss of 1. Looking at 3rd and 11 here on the play. Shotgun, empty formation, all by himself. Atkins surveying the field's got time, but he's going to run. Nope, runs into his line and ultimately gets swallowed by a pride of LSU Tiger defenders. It's going to be 4th and 14, and Georgia, yeah, that's right, fall on over as Angel Ingram technically getting credit on the sack, but you can say Atkins kind of sacked himself, or bagged, if you will. Bagged his own body. They're going to look to punt it away here. It's sophomore Stephen Elmore with the punt. And the Tigers get the return. So let's see what LSU has got cooking. Emmett Cooks, the sophomore halfback, certainly trying to go toe-to-toe with Stephen Smith. We'll see how capable he really is. But in the meantime, we've got Ryan James, the freshman redshirt quarterback. Oh, he's seen as a budding star. Also a dual threat, standing 6'3". But that time, not standing, rather sitting in the dirt after a big sack by Paul Willis. And the Georgia defense, yeah, just rips through that offensive lineman and brings the young man down. Ryan James getting a taste of these big-time college defenses. You can hear it. The stands and the stadium are rocking as he's flushing out and throws it way over his receiver's head. Ryan James is going to find a little composure here. They say he's got a little bit of a road dog in him, but he's got to calm things down as the rest of the team's looking a little janky. Oh, and his receiver gets blocked. Looks like he was trying to go to Austin Nene, the junior tight end, but he got blown up by the defender and ultimately could not hold on to that catch, forcing the punt. Shelton Atkins and the Bulldogs are going to get the ball back just short of the 50-yard line. 1st and 10, 6-12 here in the first quarter. You're watching Football Rivals as Atkins throws it down the seam. The And that is good. Stanley Lampkin getting his second catch of the day, and it's a big one. A sophomore, he's physical, and he's a quality route runner at 6'3", 204. He has got some speed, and he knows how to play against the press. And Atkins running out of the pocket, out to the right, and sliding down near the 20 for the first down, just short of the 20, the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone with this first and 10 as he hands it off to Steven Smith, and gets blown up in the backfield. Kevin Thomas taking names, and Smith was at the top of his list. Shelton Atkins trying to make an adjustment here, a little bit of a modified pistol formation. Throws off his left out to the 20. And that is not getting much. Again, finding the tight end. That's Demetrius Thomas, the senior tight end. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 9 from right around the 20-yard line. Sending Smith in motion out into the flat. He's running a bit of a Texas route, and he has got the first down. Big first down. The Georgia Bulldogs, exactly what they needed. Now they are first and goal from the 9-yard line. Fakes the handoff, keeper finds room up the right, and he runs in, diving over the mid zone, run for a touchdown. Georgia Bulldog. Shelton Atkins showing what a dynamic playmaker he can be. Rushing that one in for a touchdown there. Atkins, a little undersized, 6'1", 206. Sometimes can get lost in the line and get swallowed up like you saw in the sack of a previous drive. Sometimes disappears like a little rabbit and extends the play. Kind of gives you a bit of a roller coaster, but he is certainly starting this game hot. The Bulldogs go up 7-0 and will be kicking it back to the Tigers. Getting a return from just inside the 5, up past the 25, to about the 26-yard line. Remember, they have got a freshman quarterback, Ryan James. Takes the handoff, throws it deep, almost intercepted. Got to be careful there. Lucky that one was not picked off. He's got the handoff to the outside, tries to shake it just a little bit. He can't get away. That's Emmett Cooks, sophomore halfback out in New Orleans. He's a little bit of a north-south runner. Right now, got Ryan James out of the pocket, throws, hits his receiver in the hands, but he cannot hang on. Forcing yet another punt. Sanford Stadium is rocking after that one. The punt by Alex Bigsby. Return, but not for much. Like Lee Sam's on the return there. Atkins getting flushed, circling around, finds his receiver. He's open, he's streaking downfield. 20, 10, 5, walks in for the touchdown. Huge play for the Georgia Bulldogs. And he is yet down. That's Stanley Lampkin, the sophomore, just streaking down the sideline after Atkins rolls out against his body. The defender makes a poorly timed attempt to swat the ball, and then he's just playing catch up the whole way downfield. Lampkin never slowing down, sprinting like a good soldier all the way to the end zone. And just like that, Georgia finds themselves up 14-0. Here in the first quarter, one play, 67 yards. That's all she wrote. Shelton Atkins won it by land, won it by air. We don't know if he can do one by sea, but we'll find out. There's a lot of game left. You're here watching Football Rivals Super Saturday. It's Georgia and LSU. Let's see if freshman Ryan James can do anything. Right now, there you go. He hands it off and gets a big first down run by Emmett Cooks. Cooks could be a very important component as James keeps it on the option, gets up past the sticks, and that is a first down. Maybe LSU can rely on the ground game. They're finding some luck to the edges off tackle here early. This time he cuts it up inside, and that's another first down for Cooks. Maybe they found a recipe for success. Evan Cooks, 3 carries, 33 yards. Their old boy Skip's not a mathematician, but that seems to be an 11-yard average. I doubt he maintains that, but right now James dumps it off to Cooks, who cannot get behind his blocker, but still gets a nice pickup of 8 on the PA. 2nd and 2, a minute 20-ish. By the time he snaps the ball, he's got time. He's looking. He's floating in the pocket, but checks it down. Still getting a first down, and that is good enough there. Into the 30-yard line, and they are cooking now. 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, quick throw to the outside. And that is good for a gain of 8. Nice play-action fake by Ryan James, the freshman again. A little bit of an RPO there, and it is working for him, getting inside the 20 for a first down. Let's see if they get this snap off before the end of the quarter. I bet they will. James throws again. They're liking this RPO game, and then is getting them right down inside the goal line. And with that, get your 2s up, because we are seeing the Bulldogs going after the Tigers. It's been all Georgia early, but on this drive, LSU has got something to go get excited about. Let's see if they can punch it in here now that they're down around the goal line. Ryan James under center now. Hands off to Cooks, who gets swallowed whole by the Georgia defense. Able to get that license plate number. It looked like 30, but got to keep moving as LSU is trying to do as well. Cooks has got time, he's got space, and he's got 6 points. Salute your shorts, and the Tigers punch it in. That is how you respond. LSU getting on the board. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have got a slugfest brewing. Cooks walking it in off the left side there. Just a hole paved by that offensive line. Now we are talking. It's a 1-score game with 9:34 left here in the second quarter. LSU kicks it back for Georgia. Will be receiving here. They do get it up past the 20 to the 20. Not past. Atkins starting out in the shotgun. Remember, their last drive was a single play touchdown to Stanley Lampkin. This time, RPO action, getting it out there in the flat. So it's certainly not a 76-yard touchdown. Throwing to the receiver out in the flat there. Atkins this time hands off to Smith, who stiff arms the defender, and he has got plenty of room. Another stiff arm. Steven Smith is handing out stiff arms, lowering his boomstick twice in a row on that run for a big first down. Throwing out the bubble screen defender, ultimately able to drag him down. That's Stanley Lampkin with his fourth catch, getting him just under 100 yards so far on the game. Shelton Atkins out of the shotgun, 2nd and 9. Screen pass off to Smith. The defender breaks through the block and stops him. It is going to be 3rd and 10. Let's see what the Bulldogs do here. LSU really trying to mount a comeback. Oh, thrown, and it just bounces down the road. They're going to have to punt it away, and the Tigers have a chance to get right back into this thing. They see the punt coming. And he catches it for a fair catch around the 15-yard line. We are again seeing this freshman redshirt quarterback, Ryan James. Out of the shotgun, he's got time. Checks it down to his running back. Still Cooks getting the first down. LSU has turned the switch. Their last drive, and now this one. Getting chunk plays. James faking the handoff, finds his receiver over the middle, another chunk for another first down on first down. You gotta love that, and your LSU faithful staying in the shotgun. Ryan James scanning the field, he's got time. Has to throw it away. Good decision there. He lives to fight another play, young man. Shotgun again. He's got time. Is he going to run? Trying to, but the defender reading it the whole way, only letting him get 2 yards on that run. 3rd and 8 for LSU here. James bringing the man slightly in motion. Oh, but he gets swallowed by the defense just like that. Carter gets the sack on 3rd, making a 4th and 15, and ultimately stalling out this Tiger drive. Huge play there by Douglas Carter, the edge rusher. Douglas Carter,
number 10, on to take it away.
He's a junior, and he is usually a bit of an edge setter, but that time powered his way through for the sack, forcing a punt. And Georgia's got the ball right back with 5:42 left here in the first half. This Super Saturday showdown. Pistol formation for Atkins. He's still making some adjustments. Hands off to Smith, who gets stopped around the line of scrimmage. No gain. Staying in that pistol set. Gets the ball. Hands off to Smith, who's up the gut. Down the hash mark, getting a healthy gain of 7 there on 2nd, leaving it to be 3rd and 3. Shotgun set, fires it quickly, bit of an RPO screen, and he gets the receiver. And that is more than enough for the first down. That was Chris Johnson, the sophomore, out on the screen there. 1st and 10, Shelton Atkins staying in the shotgun. Smith waits a beat, then goes out on the route. He hits the receiver downfield, and that is Chris Johnson again. Atkins having himself quite the first half. And there is a timeout on the field. LSU trying to catch their breath, see if they can regroup and prevent Georgia from getting another touchdown on the board. RPO quick screen on the slant. Kyle Morris, the senior, for a nice first down. Shotgun set. Another quick slant. That's Morris again. He is doubling these throws up in bunches, targeting these receivers. Bit of this pistol modified formation here. Pitches it out to the left, but the Tigers snip it out. Not good enough. 3rd and 9. Bring a receiver in motion into a bunch out of the shotgun. Atkins throw into that receiver who manages to avert the man. It gets the first down. That's Chris Johnson. Tucked though in the middle. Cutting upfield for a first down. They are inside the 5-yard line here. Stephen Smith gets the handoff, and that's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. They've been leaning on the pass game so far here in the first half and sprinkling in Smith, but that time it was exactly what the doctor ordered. Stephen Smith kind of acting as the safety valve on that drive, and he's still a threat out of the backfield. Getting that touchdown, putting them up 2 scores, and now it's 21-7 with 3 minutes left here in the first half. We're just going to kick it away. The Tigers field it inside the 5, up past the 20, out spins it. Falling short, probably around the 24-yard line, just inside the 25. Hands off, up the gut. Nice chunk of 5 there as he was basically climbing over his own lineman. Emmett Cooks in the backfield here. Once again with Ryan James. Hands it off to Cooks, who gets another first down. Some strong running for Emmett Cooks, the sophomore running back. Only a handful of carries, but a whole chunk of yards. The defender getting up in James' face, and he shakes off the defender after the big catch downfield. Huge play there. Exactly what the doctor ordered. LSU needing a little bit of life support here on offense as the defense swallows him up. He just avoided the rush on the previous play and made a huge gain, but this time the defense gets a little bit of redemption there. It's Avery Anthrop for the DT position. A little bit of an undersized rusher there on the defensive interior. But they get a big chunk play here. Hitting the tight end for a massive gain, leaving it now 3rd and 6. For Ryan James, he's got time, but now he's feeling the heat, avoids the first sack. Now he's running out to the left. He's got the first down. He gets into the end zone. Scramble alert. Huge play for freshman Ryan James. Been feeling the Bulldog pass rush all game and scrambles out of the sack, working against his body, and brings it in from almost 30 yards out for the touchdown. The defense way too late in reacting there by the linebacker, and that is a huge play by the young quarterback to keep them in this thing. And with the kick being good, it is back to a one-score game as we have got 38 seconds left here in the first half. Only getting this kind of action at Football Rivals. Smash that like button, follow along, which you're probably doing, but subscribe just in case. We've got games all the time. You don't want to miss fantastic ones like this, which are sure to have a lot more fireworks to come. Atkins throwing it off towards the sideline. He's already got 200 yards passing here in the first half. Clock ticking down. One more attempt here. See if they even get to snap the ball. They do. It's over his head, and that is going to be it for the first half. What a game we've got cooking here at Sanford Stadium. The Bulldogs lead by 7. The stats would have you think it's a different kind of game, but the Tigers are hanging in there. Can they throttle it up even more in the second half, or is Georgia finally going to pull away? Like Stephen Smith there at the goal line. But don't count out this freshman quarterback making the most of his athleticism. And their ground game has really been what the Tigers have leaned into successfully so far. They can dial up a little bit more of that here in the second half. We will have ourselves a game. Getting the return from around the 5, short of the 20. Here comes Ryan James and the Tigers. He's got time. No, falls into the sack. That's Winthrop. Anthrop, sorry. Anthrop, again, the beneficiary. James trying to climb a dirty pocket. Avery Anthrop, I'll get that right eventually. He's just kind of the receives James as he just runs right into him. You can see Ryan James has talent, but certainly has to clean up some stuff. Hitting his receiver in the flat for essentially a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 11 here in the third quarter. LSU. James has got time, fires it, but incomplete. Gonna force the punt here. And James getting the ball back. Got whacked on the return there, but they have got great field position starting at the 45-yard line. Shelton Atkins had 200 yards passing in the first half. Let's see what he can do here in the second. Behind the line, swivels off the first defender, but ultimately only getting a yard after all that trickeration. Not quite what they were looking for. Fakes the handoff to Smith. Gets his man out by the sideline. It's good, but only a gain of 4. They are leaving them with 3rd and 5 here near the 50-yard line. Atkins got time, throws it deep down the sideline. There's going to be a flag on the play. Not good. Might be interference on Mangold. Tommy Mangold, the senior cornerback. Fortunately, it wasn't that far downfield. The flag was much closer to the play, but Atkins and company still got the benefit. Getting the first down, hands it off to Smith, who's shaking and baking near the line, but ultimately only getting 3 on that play.
Second down going on.
Hands off to Smith again, spinning forward. They're not going to give him the first. Stop by Kevin Thomas. Got 3rd and 1. They're going to stay in the shotgun here. Let's see. Fakes the handoff. Atkins got it on the keeper. He's got space. Jeeps outside, and he's going to walk it in again. Shelton Atkins on his second QB keeper. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Shelton Atkins. He is fantastic, carving up LSU like Sunday supper, or Saturday supper, I should say. 2 scores on the ground, 1 through the air. Tigers just cannot corral him so far.
It's good. That makes the score.
This might be as good a time as any to remind you that you are watching Football Rivals, the College League. Here in year 3 of our college season, and many of the players you're watching today will be eligible for the year 2 pro draft after this season. And right now, the Tigers are just hoping to make it a game again, down by 2 touchdowns. Freshman Ryan James trying to engineer a comeback on the road. It is a tall order for a young quarterback. Let's see what he can do. Way overthrown there, 3rd and 5. Passing has not been their friend so far today. Remember, their biggest plays have come on the ground. 3rd and 5 with 6:30 left as James is flushed out of the pocket, and now he fumbles it. Recovered by the lineman, who's brought down inside the 5. That is a massive disaster. A misaster, if you will. And now the Tigers are absolutely going to have to punt. As Brownlee flushes in on the sack. Quite the thump, blasted through the line like a battering ram. The QB never had a chance. Senior is making a statement in a top 10 matchup. Well, top 20 matchup, we'll call it. All things considered, Bulldogs getting the ball around the 45-yard line. Atkins in that pistol, spotting the Mike, IDing him there, faking the handoff, hits the receiver out near the sideline. It's a nice healthy catch for 8 there. Leaving them with 2nd and 2. Staying in the shotgun, hands it off to Smith, goes off tackle, but cannot get the first down. That is going to be 3rd and 2. Stephen Smith struggling a little bit on the ground today. Oh, but not now, as it's a direct snap. A little bit of a wildcat call there. Giving Georgia the first down, exactly what they wanted. Atkins fires it off to the right side, getting his receiver a gain of 5 on first, leading into 2nd and 5 out of the shotgun, which Atkins seems to prefer. Fakes the handoff, getting chased. But he avoids the first defender and ultimately slips forward, climbs the pocket, and gets the first down. Shelton Atkins, the sophomore, playing like a senior right now. Gets it off to Smith, who once again cannot find space. Georgia offensive line has not been able to open up the kind of holes that Stephen Smith would like. Now trying to go off tackle a little bit better that time. Got a nice chunk of 6 on that carry. But that was not Stephen Smith. That was senior Leo Culliver, who spells Smith on occasion. Right now, Atkins dunks it over the middle. That is complete. So Kyle Morris, the senior receivers, had a couple grabs on the day. Atkins scanning. Hits Culliver off to the side. Not getting much there. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Looks like Culliver is still in the backfield there, slipping out on the screen. He's got a block, but he cannot fight off the defender. Third and goal.
Be in the string. On the flag. Brings up.
Third and goal. Fakes the handoff. Dumps it on the screen, but it hits the dirt. Atkins trying to convince them to stay on the field, but ultimately Georgia's going to kick the field goal from the 6-yard line. It's good. Unfortunately, that kick by Nathan Tobin
14.
extends a very healthy Bulldog lead as we are down to 153 here in the third quarter. And this game is slipping away just like time, which keeps on slipping into the future. Ryan James may have a bright future at quarterback for LSU, but right now the present is dark and stormy, as it looks like Brownlee comes in once again for another sack. Deion Brownlee from that linebacker spot, that senior linebacker, he knows how to drop the hammer and blow plays up. He is clear-headed, and he certainly leaves a concussive aftershock when he hits the quarterback. Look out for him in the year 2 Pro League draft, probably rising draft boards. He's been all over the field so far tonight. Ryan James facing a 3rd and 12. The freshman under duress, but throws up a moonshot to his receiver. Oh, no, it bounces up in the air and then boinks off his helmet. Bit of a doink there, you can call it. And they punt it away back to Georgia, who will return it here. Got a little bit of space up the sideline as the coach is popping out of his skin almost, you could say, with excitement. Atkins hands it off to Smith. No, it's Culliver up the gut, getting 4 yards there. The clock is ticking here in the third quarter, just over 20 seconds by the time Atkins snaps the ball. He sent Culliver in motion just to disguise a little bit. Looks like Lampkin with his 5th catch on the day, putting him well over 100 yards. Remember, he had that huge touchdown earlier in the game. Atkins trying to get the ball off, but he can't. That has been 3 quarters here at Sanford Stadium. Get your 4s up in the chat. Let's see how this one finishes. I have a hunch, but you never know. Georgia feeling good. A little bit of a Charleston there. Georgia's got the ball. 1st and 10. 10 minutes left here in this game. Atkins hits his receiver at the boundary, who cuts back inside. Getting the gain of 5. Atkins got 3 touchdowns on the day. 252 yards passing. Needless to say, Georgia's all set at quarterbacks. They hand off to Culliver, who tries to find space, but ultimately gets brought down. That is the tail of the tape if you go back and watch it today for the Georgia running game, but it doesn't matter because Atkins has been carving them up. Oh, no. He gets absolutely rattled as he lets that one go and still fires a missile, which the receiver cannot haul in, leaving Tobin to get it through the uprights. It's good. That's another field goal for Nathan Tobin. More like Nathan Tobin. Am I right? Your boy Skip makes himself laugh because I don't have an Oscar here in the Booth. But he will be calling a game later tonight. We split up for these 2 important matchups. But right now, I think we know how the story will end in this game. Meanwhile, can freshman Ryan James at least write himself a little bit of an obituary for this game? Says he went down swinging. Been a difficult game for James. He has found some success only when he's flushed out, making plays off schedule, but that is not what you want as an offense. You want to be making plays on schedule, and you certainly don't want to be called for holding which Ogletree is there, setting them back to 3rd and 15. Not a great look. Let's see what Ryan James does. He's got time. Climbs the pocket, throws it short, and it's incomplete anyways. You're so far back in your own territory. Gotta punch it here. Don't let it get out of hand. It's already an ugly game. It could be much worse. You're not Houston versus Michigan right now, so that's good. But some of the best teams just know how to run up the score. And that's what the college game is all about, is burying your opponents under the field. And right now, Georgia is well on their way to doing that. Who cares? Staying in the Wildcat this time, a little bit of an end around to Culliver, but it does not work. Losing yards on consecutive plays. Let's see what Atkins does here. Probably still going to stay conservative, I would imagine. Well, they're going to throw it. Throws into traffic. Incomplete. They're going to punt it away. About as good a drive as the Tigers could have asked for on defense. Kick goes back. Fair catch. About the 14, 15-yard line. Ryan James, see if he can do anything here. They did score 2 touchdowns early, but it has been all Georgia since then. Screen drops it off to the back. That was Oscar Salcido, the junior halfback, who seems to be spelling Cooks at this point.
On the screen.
Just getting some other guys out there. Certainly a smart move for LSU at this point. Let some other players get some reps. You're probably not going to win this one. Ryan James fires it over the middle, but incomplete. He had Lamar Joseph in the hands, another redshirt freshman. Looked like he had it, but he just could not hold on. Unlike the fair catch, which both teams have had a pretty successful day of catching those. Atkins once again out of the shotgun. Keeps it. QB keeper up the gut. Gets the first down. And then some across the 50-yard line into enemy territory. I'm sure they wish he would have slid there instead of taking the extra hits at the end. Bringing the man in motion and back. A bit of an orbit motion there. Atkins trying to climb the pocket, but gets tripped up for LSU's second sack of the game.
Brings up 2nd down.
Something to hang your hat on there for the interior defense of the Tigers, finally getting Atkins down. But Phillip Fogg certainly knows he would have needed a lot more of those today for the game to turn out any differently. 2nd and 14 for Atkins. Checks it down to the tight end.
The 2nd down.
Gets back to the 49-50. We're going to call it 49, 3rd and 11. Imagine they're just going to play it safe here. Even if it is a pass, it'll probably be a short pass to the boundary. Doesn't matter. Just punt it away. Let this game start to finish itself out. Start pulling the starters. Let guys get healthy and stay healthy. Punting it out of the back of the end zone there. Ryan James still in this game. They want to get him as many reps as they can. Young quarterback. Shown a lot of promise and potential today. But man, his receivers have not been doing him any favors as far as catching the ball. 2nd and 10. Hits his halfback, who drops that too. Wow. Ryan James is hovering around 50% completion today, but a lot of drops by these LSU receivers. That one's not dropped. 4th and 4, they are going to go for it, and he's brought down for the sack. Wow. Ryan James, it is not your day. Devontae Fiore, another interior rusher, getting home, bagging a body, call the morgue. They've got them piling up here at Sanford Stadium. Let's see what Atkins does. Hands it off to Culliver, who gets 5. They're certainly going to try to put a few more points on this one. They are not quite done. Delayed handoff there. Getting the first down. Was that Smith? Hard to see. No, it was Culliver again. They may just be letting Smith take the rest of the day off. Throws it out in the flat on the play action. Hits the tight end. 2nd and goal from around the 4-yard line. 2:38 left here in the game. Atkins clapping, saying, let's go. Trying to hand it off to Culliver, and he gets in for the touchdown. The dogs are barking here in Sanford Stadium. Georgia smelled blood, and LSU has run out of answers. This Athens crowd is ready to start the party early, as the Bulldogs are going to go up here 41-14. Yowzers. That was a 4-play, 19-yard drive for the touchdown after LSU could not convert on the 4th down. Going to return out short of the 20. They're going to call it the 20. He all down. 2:29 left for Ryan James. Didn't get anything working. Another incompletion.
The receiver is incomplete.
Which is just keeping this game going. They won't run the game out. They're going to keep passing and keep not catching those passes. Now we've got another game stoppage for Cornell Stout's injury, but we're going to get right back to it. 3rd and 10, 2:21 left in this game. Fading and found. 9 sacks. The 9th of the day by number 9. On number 9, you can see freshman Ryan James, the Energizer Bunny today, as Ben Keener comes up from the safety spot on a blitz and drags down his number 9 namesake.
Number 10.
Yowzers. That is the 2-minute warning. 9 sacks by the Bulldog defense for Ryan James, the Energizer Bunny, taking a licking, keeps on ticking. But boy, he has got to hope that this one is just about over. Georgia, shifty on the return up to the 50. Time is running out. Let's see what they do here. Hopefully a couple of handoffs, and we'll call it a day. That's a handoff number 1, getting out to the boundary and losing a yard. Yep, no team taking the timeout here. I think we all know what time it is. With 1:12 left in the game, Atkins on the keeper, gets a little bit of a block. Out to the boundary, wish he just slid. Somebody got to work on the baseball slides with Atkins. He's a little undersized. He's not a Breedlove or a Bean or a Banks as far as size. He has got to protect himself. Avoids the rush there, hits a receiver down the sideline. Is that Lampkin again? A monster game for Lampkin.
A long game and a first down.
Atkins almost got sacked and once again escaped the sack. Hands off to Culliver up the gut. They are now within striking distance of scoring again, but doubtful that they can get another snap off. That is going to be the end. That'll do it. The Dogs defend this house. 41-14, the final over LSU. Shelton Atkins was sensational. 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, 83% completion. He'd shoot him up on the air, on the ground. Stanley Lampkin was often to be found, 140 yards receiving, the touchdown. Georgia's for real, folks. Number 7, I don't know, after today, they might be climbing the ladder. That's the final from Athens. I'm your boy in the booth, Skip Lloyd. Stay tuned tonight for another call by Oscar Lewis.